Receiving your content. Okay, welcome back everyone. This is part 2 and I need to reset the clock. Give me a few seconds to do some of the stuff. I should have a break now, but screw the break. Um, and let's start working. I am planning to do at least 6 hours a day. To be honest, the accepted amount is 3 hours. So if I finish 3 hours and I saw myself tired, I was like, screw it, that's enough. Let's call it a day. But if I can continue, I'll just gladly continue. And I believe for today, I already passed 3 hours, and I'm happy with that. Before, I used to count only the coding and designing time, but now even planning and doing the schedule and doing other works like setting up the YouTube channel stuff and testing it. I start to count that because when I try to be harsh on myself and work too much, I get overstressed and work burn, and I'm trying to avoid that. So we are back to work. We are trying to do something to represent the animation result, and we need a good name. And actually, I just said it: animation results. Maybe it's really bad name. Oh, let me enter the chat to see if anyone is. I don't think anyone is watching me. I believe it says it's one. I believe myself is counted, but I don't think anyone is in here. But yet I'm just checking the chat. As I said, I'm totally new to this, so I don't like to stare at something and I don't understand it. I usually keep or start analyzing it and try to figure out what the heck is going on. So this page is a little bit distracting me. I'm looking at my second screen to the dashboard or start streaming now in YouTube stuff. Okay, focus a little bit. So here, we need to make a data structure that check out which conditions are active in the object. And based on these conditions, we need to retrieve the animation that's going to be played. And this is the thing. The animations that is going to be played based on the direction where the character is facing and the equipment that he's having and the actions, of course. So the actions are coming from the dictionary itself, but the side and action are coming from the object itself. So actually the result itself need a different check for the side and the stuff. So we will call this guy, I don't know what am I going to call it. Haven't I just made a new class? Yeah, I made the active actions, but we need a new class too. It's just horrible. Classes explosion. I never ever made a game with this number of classes, but once again, this is not a game, this is an engine, a game engine, and this is going to handle different kind of things. And hopefully when I start designing the game, there will be some hiding. I'm not going to use these guys directly, hopefully. I'm going to make a layer to help me to develop the game without dealing a lot with this crap, but we will see about that. Or let the user deal with this crap. I will see about that. So let's see. I'm thinking about result animation, but this name alone doesn't express what does it do. Yeah, one of my friends called Sean from America, Sean Day, and he said was the most difficult task in the whole world, in the whole life, is making a new name for a new character in a video game. So sometimes I feel like, yeah, I agree a little bit with him. Finding a good name. Let's see. So depends on the list. Oh, they have an about box. I didn't use that. I made my own. Oh well. I should use one of these. This thing is epic, old. Like the because the programs in old days used to have what do you call it? They are slow, and when you start them, there's a heavy load at the front to load the program in memory. So you have a splash screen on the front of them, like the old Access Word program and the Notepad and Excel, and there was a splash screen of Visual Basic for them. And I wonder if it still exists in here. Look at me, wasting my time in here. Yeah, I don't think there's a splash screen anymore. So anyway, um, I just got a weird idea that actually I can make the same object of the action animation to hold the result, because um, I mean, why do we need to split them? I mean, if you have A, B, yeah, we need to split them to make sure each unique set of the active actions will have the unique result of animations. I wonder if I need to make equality function for this guy. I believe I need to make an equality thing to make sure that these things are accepted in the dictionary. And the equality, as you can tell, they must have the same active actions, and it doesn't matter what's the order or the result, because the result must be unique too. So let me, I'm moving around everywhere, eh? Let me steal this one. And I really apologize. When I start doing that, I knew that my limit has already been reached, and I cannot think straight, and I start to wave my hands around while moving circles and screen, kind of coding style. I mean, yeah. I don't know why I need the hash thing, and the hash thing is just bullshit. So we need this one. I don't know what am I going to do with the hash code. I believe the dictionary use the hash code in here. To be honest, I should use Google and see what does Google say about using the dictionary. Maybe I should took the 10 minutes break. So yeah, let me take a look on the dictionary on C#. I don't know. What am I? What do you call the thing when it supports an interface? It's not inheritance. Wow, this is like one of the key words in the programming, and I kind of forgot. It's not inherit. There's a different word for it. I haven't used that keyword for a while, and silly me, how could I forget such a concept or a keyword? Yeah, implement. What the hell? Yeah, I know. This is a confused day. Alright. So, even though I hate some arrogancy in this website, but I still use it a lot. More than Microsoft main page. So this guy asking if I want to use objects as the keys for the dictionary, what method will I need to override to make them compare in the specific way? So actually, if I go to the MSDN, it should tell me actually. Usually the most valid answer comes from here, but sometimes looking for the answers in here are not that easy. Let's be honest, it's just sometimes it's just, oh my god, you need to go back and forth till you find what the heck is going on. And it required a lot of reading, and I really hate reading stuff in front of other people while I'm streaming. Maybe because it shows how stupid am I, and I need to shake off that feeling. I mean, everyone learns. It's not a taboo. You cannot be born a sage and know everything. So yeah, usually I try to make myself use the original source more, but sometimes it's much easier just to use Stack Overflow. Specified comparer. So yeah, it used the I-quality comparer in here in the syntax. So it used crap. The I-quality comparer can get two objects or the hash key, and I fear it used the hash key. I fear it's the hashtag key. Use this constructor of the case insensitive string comparer provided by the string comparer to create dictionaries with case insensitive string keys. Every key in the dictionary TT value must be unique. Requires an equality implementation to determine whether keys are equal. If comparer is null, the constructor uses the default generic equality comparer. If type TK implements the system iEquality generic interface, the default equality comparer uses implementations. If you can estimate the size of the collection, use a constructor to specify the initial capacity, eliminates the need for number of resizing operations. So there's an example, and hopefully we will see. No, this is a generic example that uses string. So let's see. You see, that's what I mean when you need to check several stuff. Till you figure out which one you need to. Where's the page? So if I didn't specify the comparer, it will use the default one and it will assign hash keys to them. The thing is, I need to make a specify one because the way how I built the sucker, it remembers its old result and it's used the action list as a set. Man. So the order of the items shouldn't matter and they should be unique. That's mean I need to use sort and search and stuff. Or use a different class than a list and use something set. Something like a set. And I don't think there is a set class, so you need to make a set class by yourself. Look at this. Look at this. So I have several issues in here. The first one is apparently it used this, but I'm not sure. It says it used iEquality comparer, but iEquality comparer have equals and get hash code, and I don't see it which one is using in here. It says here you can use case insensitive string. So I need to know how it changed the comparer for this dictionary, and I never done this before, but this is the perfect example to see how the things works. Wait a minute, if the dictionary itself have some kind of argument, Let me see. Let's go to the I need to go to the animated article and come here. I wonder what kind of functions does it have. On deserialization, what the hell? Jesus. It's funny, I'm a Muslim and I still say Jesus. Thanks for living in America for a while. I start saying it without thinking. It's easier to say Jesus than to say, oh my God. It's funny, it's a cultural thing because we as Muslims, we say Ya Ali. And usually Sunni people get annoyed and say, why don't you say Ya Allah? Oh my God. Or oh God. Instead of saying oh Ali. Ali is the disciple of... We consider him the first disciple of the Prophet. They consider him the fourth disciple. And this is the biggest issue between the two sects. So before we start into a religion war, let's start talking about programming. So trying to check how can I change the comparer for the objects of the active actions, and apparently the comparer accepts two kind of equalities, and I don't want to deal with the hashing. Even though hashing is easy, I can just add the value of all the strings in here and return it as a result. But nope, no, that won't work. It won't work because if I'm going to add one letter by its value, each letter in each action, yeah, this won't work. So if I have two actions, one of them called walk and one of them called write, and I have another list that call one action it has, not two, walk write, the combination of two actions will be equal to the one action. So nope. So I don't want to deal with this guy, and I want to deal with this guy only, but I want to check how can I tell the dictionary to use this, not this. But apparently it used this because from what I understood from here, okay. So if type TK implements the system I equality generic interface, the default equality comparer uses that implementation. You see, that's the thing. It's not obvious. But I equality comparer have two functions. Maybe this is built before they made it to implement two functions, you know? C# have developed fucking a lot. I mean, unbelievably a lot. Since it came out in 2001 or something. I mean, it used to be called C# 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2005. And they stopped calling it by number. Since I believe the .NET 3 or something. And they got a lot of things in it. So the I equality or I equatable is used by generic collection objects such dictionary. Oh, look at here. I'm using I equality comparer, not I equatable. So this is the first issue that we have solved. And let's take a look at how to solve this problem. Usually this is one of the main reasons why you should love these IDEs, especially from Microsoft. They are fucking helpful. And guess what? This version, Visual Basic Community, is free to use. You don't need a license to sell if you are a lonely wolf. If you don't have 250 employees that working with you, or you make less than $1 million a year as a revenue, you can use this for free. Or even if you have more than 250 computers using this IDE, and you have more than $1 million revenue, and you still make a project for education purposes, or medical, I believe, I'm not sure about medical or not, it's still free. You don't need a license. So you can't believe how much love this thing deserves. So the silliness of my actions showed that we don't need I comparable, you need I equatable. And this is starting to scare me off a little bit. Because I believe I have some dictionaries that's based on my point class. Let me take a look. Man, when I program on the stream and take a look on my work, I realize more how the things are tangled and complicated. When I try to describe it to my friends or to my family, I cannot say how complicated it is. But when I say it loud while I'm working on it in front of the camera, things start to show how scary it is. So there is no dictionary in the animated particle that use my point, but I believe my point class is used by one of the guys, maybe in the map class. Yeah, the dictionary class using my point class as a key, and it doesn't use I equatable or whatever the name is. So let me see if I can implement both on the sucker. There's something bothering me about a little bit. There's equals and I equatable. I don't know. Give me a second. So what we are going to do is to have a deep breath and focus a little bit. And alright. I need to remember to, to replace these classes And I'm sorry, I'm saying a few words and then stop a little bit and say more words. Um, Alright, so now the dictionary for this guy is working correctly after all these years. Because I thought using this one, God, and apparently it needs this one. So that's why I usually try to use this one. But just for curiosity, God, when I get panicked like that, I cannot pronounce some of the words. Sorry about that. I mean, I was going to say curiosity, but it's not pronounced like that. When I get curious, I want to check what they're going to say in here. The two important methods get hash code and equals. So this guy doesn't specify which function is used by the dictionary, but he threw up everything he have in here, and he gets 86. Like, this is a positive review, and this is the best. I'm not saying bad thing against these guys, but when you have a specific question, you need to be careful when you're using this. This website helped me a lot, and I should be grateful to these guys that putting all this effort to go and seek out the answer in different places and come bring it here. But still, it's an effort that they should be rewarded by it, by having points and getting on the top on this website or something. Anyway. So this guy seems have the comparable and the equitable, but it doesn't work. And this guy says you should override equals. Anyhow, I will have to test the damn thing several times to check if different kind of objects will be accepted or not, but that will be, yeah, hopefully it will be soon because I need to test the whole thing. Let me check how many. Yeah, already 30 minutes passed while yeah, time fly really fast when I talk loud, and now I know why I was working much more or talking much more when I was streaming, because all the ideas come out, um, and I can hear myself and argue with myself till I get the results that I need. So what's going on? We made the object, but we are not sure if this is not sure if not really sure that the dictionary will use this, even though the guys on the MSDN says it should. Let me take a look on the example, then I will take a look on the set, if there's an easy way to make a set in C#, because to be honest, I'm not going to make quick sort and call a sort and check them one by one. You just know. If there's a way to use a predefined set for string, I will be more than happy to use it. When testing for equality in such methods contains index of last index and remove, it should be implemented for any object that might be stored in a generic collection. Oh, look at that. Notes to implement. Replace the type parameter of IEquitable interface with a type that implements this interface. If you implement IEquitable T, the generic T, you should also override the base class implementation of equals and get hash code so that their behavior is consistent with the IEquitable equals method. If you do override the object equal, your overridden implementation is also called in the calls of the static equals method on your class. In addition, you should override the operation equality and operation inequality operators. No, I'm not. I'm not going to use the equality thing. But that's a possible thing. But to change the hash thing, I don't want to make a hash code for it. For a value type, you should always implement IEquitable and override. Look at me. Do you know what's the definition of stupid? I'm sorry, but this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. So here it is. We have a different actions that activated, and if all of them are activated, they will result in one result state, and this result state is unique, and I'm trying to figure out how to make a hash key for this list. Are you catching the whole god? The result state is the hash key. Yep. The result state is the hash key. Why I was doing all of this? The reason why I was doing this because I want to search the dictionary based on the active action list I have, not the other way around. Do you see what I'm saying? So we have a list of actions like walking. Oh god, George Carlin. Walking magazine. Jumping. Running. Of course, to make it simple, we can just use the past, the present. Walk. I believe it's called present simple in English. Yeah, I'm not going to the grammar differences in Arabic and English, but in Arabic we use past when we want to use the original form for the verb. Run, fire. I want to give the stupid thing a list of these guys and get the result state. But the result state should be fixed as one string. So I can save the data or the key as a result state, but I don't know the result state. I know the number of actions. So maybe I cannot use this as a hash key after all. Or or this is starting to become annoying. The equality doesn't check the actions, it checks the result state. If it is the same result state, then it's the same action list. Even though it doesn't guarantee the list, but the thing is, the object itself shouldn't have different result. Even though the values I'm giving it is based on the actions. So the hash itself return the result and compare the result as a hash and the equality. But we will use another support. Man, I'm killing myself. No, this is not going to work. Nope. It's not going to work. Maybe I don't have any way around that except by searching a way to make a set for the strings and do a hashing for it. Guess that's the only way to do it for now, unless if I get another brilliant idea that at the end of the day become a stupid idea, then try to tweak it around and make it into a brilliant idea again, and yeah, something like that. So I'm sorry, it's almost like I'm taking an announced break. I'll take a break in 18 minutes, but not now. That's why I have two clocks on the second screen to count everything out. What am I doing? So what I'm going to do is to check in C# string set and see if there's a way to get an implemented one. So there's something that I never seen before. Don't kill me yet. Which is called hash set. I thought there's something called hash something that's an old dictionary, but it seems it's not the old dictionary thing. So let's see what the hell is this. Oh wow, represent a set of values, just like that. See, that's why I said I'm going to search if there's a way to do it or not, and apparently C# does have it. I don't know where did I read before that C# doesn't support set. You need to make it by yourself. Oh wait, that's priority set, sorry. But this is a set, and yeah. So someone else asked this question. So yeah. So let me read a little bit about this before I go and use it like an idiot. So it's considered a generic collection. Yeah, that's why. To be honest, I used C# before it supported the generic stuff. And before the generic thing became something. Before 2010. When C# was kind of new. Around 2005. I didn't like it then actually. I liked Visual Basic much more, and I kept programming Visual Basic at that time. But there were some stuff that didn't exist before. But when the generic got defined, oh my god. maybe defined to me. Maybe I'm mistaken. It was there and I didn't know how it's used, or I didn't know about it. But there's a certain amount of time that I don't remember generic existed in C# when I used it first. Look at that. If I'm not mistaken, this is like a DLL call. This is how you call a DLL and .NET, if I'm not mistaken. Because I rarely call DLL, and I done it like once or twice just for testing purposes, and it was similar thing to that, but I don't see any API call or anything. But I believe, yeah, this is the DLL call, so it's something that living in serializable attribute or host protection attribute, I don't know. Yeah, the API call is totally different than old. Well, seems the same. You need to call the what do you call it? The syntax for the function. There's a name for the signature. You need to call the signature and define the attributes. So yeah, it's just the same. Maybe syntactically it doesn't look like the same in Visual Basic 6 exactly, because you need to say public API whatever and you specify the file name. I haven't done that for years, so don't take it from me. But it's similar. It looks similar than a normal API call. Of course, we don't use usually don't use API calls directly unless if you are kind of crazy. We are using namespaces now. It's another layer just to work up on the DLL to avoid crashing and replacing the DLLs themselves. So because we are using string in here, we don't need to worry about the comparer and hash. But this problem is not solved yet. Oops. Actually, it doesn't. So my solution is to use the active action AR comparer. Actually, I will use my old instructor in Eastern Washington University in Cheney in Washington. My professor Chris Peterson, he used the keyword that for that, this and that. So let's do the what have you done? Let's do the override of the system equal to, and let's put it here, and here object and here override sorry about that. Dang it. Really? Does it support the normal equals? Okay. we have several issues that I'm not sure. One by one, I believe it's I should call it virtual or something. Totally confused now. Give me a second. uh, um, God. What did I open? Oh, good. Yeah, yeah. So, I want to see an example. Um, I did that already. Um, Give me a second. So let's oh, I forgot I have an object class in here. Congratulations. No, it's called objects. Okay. I'm sure the spelling is like this, and cannot change access modifier when overriding public inherit members. Object equal objects. The new implementation of equals should not throw exception. It's recommended that any class that override equals also override system object get hash code. It is also recommended that this additional implementation equals object, any class will also implement equals tab. So this guy is using equal 2 point, equal system object, and get hash code. So let's do the 3. And see why this guy is really not happy about it. There's something I'm missing. Virtual or abstract members cannot be private and cannot change access modifier when overriding public inherit members. Is it because this guy is not public or something? I don't think so. And this guy is a public class. Think. Why he's not happy? I don't need to specify that, do I? In this code, only one object exists, but there are multiple references to the object. Different type of equality, reference equality and value equality, blah blah blah. And any derived class that can call equals on the base class shall do so before finishing its comparison in the following example. My head hurts a little bit. So this one is calling the superclass and giving the values of x and y, and then do the third check. Oh wait, this is just a constructor. You know what? Let me read all the errors. Hash set does not contain the definition for add range. Kill this guy. Member modifier. Kill this guy. I will deal with it later. In other words, member modifier override must precede the member type and name. Really? I need to move it here, but these guys. Oh, let's look at me. Oh God. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this. I wasn't careful with the signature. And I screwed up all the time. So 60 minutes already passed. Actually 3 minutes left. And I deserve a break. Then I need to work for another 80 minutes. Or actually 70 minutes if the break takes 10 minutes. Then I can return back. So it sometimes make me wonder a little bit. You see, when you learn in the classes about the subject and you do the homework, such a task can be really easy, doing a hash set, because the instruction tell you use a hash set. But when you're making your own turbo system that working together and try to figure out things and do the daily things, the number of variables or dimensions, if you're speaking in the math terms, whenever the number of dimensions in the problem increase, or the variables in here, the system become more complicated. And one of my goals streaming this, hopefully I can show a little bit of a big code, how the mess in the big code look like. Yes, I never worked in an industry, and I always shy off. I don't have experience. People won't care about what I'm doing, and they will just shame me because I don't do experience and stuff. But when I start watching some people who work in industries more than 13 years, actually some of them more than 20 years as well, people 14 years old and 18 years old were trying to shaming them. You are not using this correctly because my instructor in the class told me that I should use this in this way. And I start clapping to them, giving them a hand slowly behind the scene in here on my seat. So no matter how much knowledge and experience I have, people will try to shame me on it and brag about how knowledgeable they are. So this is how the programming world, some programmers acting, unfortunately, and I really hate that. I wish if they were more humble. But how can they be humble when they are dealing with programming? Oh wow, I'm a programmer, I'm so smart, I'm smarter than everyone else, except that everyone made these high languages and linkers and assemblies before me. We're programmers too for more than 60 years, but no, I'm doing the programs. I'm smarter than everyone else. It doesn't matter. So after watching some YouTubers that encouraged others to don't be shy, don't worry about people laughing at you, I'm trying to take the word and show you a big program that I'm working on and how it's look like, and hopefully you'll like the result. So I wasted the 3 minutes in talking, and this is the best time to actually stop this part and start part 3 next, and see you in 10 minutes.